I lost over 100 pounds in my 20s and kept it off nearly 20 years. But a year after giving birth at 40, I was trapped in these 7 toxic habits and couldn't figure out why I was stuck. If you're over 30 plus and can't figure out why it seems like your body is fighting you despite all you know about weight loss, you're probably making the same mistakes I was. I'm Dr. Nina, and today I'm breaking down exactly what sabotaged my results after my major life shifts and the simple fixes that finally worked.
Dr. Nina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
Listen, let me be honest with you. Even as a licensed clinical psychologist that understands the mind-body connection, I was making these mistakes for over a year after having my baby. I was frustrated, exhausted, and my body felt like it was betraying me. Here's what I discovered. It wasn't my genetics, my age, or my willpower. It was these sneaky habits that seem harmless, but they actually work against your metabolism and your hormones. By the end of this video, you'll know what to stop doing and what to do instead, because we problem solvers. But I'm gonna say this and I scream it from the mountaintops. Make sure you go and see your doctor for any particular issues that you feel like you're having, especially with your hormones. This is nothing to take lightly. But speaking of feeling confident in your skin while you're on this journey, I want to share something that's been supporting my self-care routine lately. Listen, I'm all about the science-backed approaches to everything, and this includes my skincare. I've been loving my Omnilux Contour Face, and it's been helping me with specific skin concerns that I've been having. Those fine lines that show up in your late 30s, some uneven skin tone, and just wanting that overall glow to stick and stay. It's FDA cleared red light therapy I can do at home. And y'all know I'm the home girl. No pun intended. What I love is that it's completely non-invasive and natural. No pain, no side effects, and no downtime. I literally wear this for 10 minutes while I do other things. Checking emails or planning content, or just taking a moment to myself during my busy mom life. It's clinically proven to boost collagen production, reduce fine lines, even out skin tone, and give you that natural glow. Y'all been complimenting me, I hear you. For the price of just 2 or 3 clinical treatments, I have my own professional grade device. I'm doing 3 to 5 treatments per week, and I'm already seeing skin that looks more radiant. Because when you're working on your health and your hormones, you want to feel good in your skin too. Thanks to Omnilux for sponsoring this video. And you can get 10% off using the QR code that you see. Now let's dive into these 7 toxic habits that kept me stuck for way too long. Now this one right here shocked me because I thought I was being smart by cutting calories. I'd skip meals randomly without any structure, thinking I was going to speed up my weight loss. Now why it backfires? When you skip meals chaotically, your body thinks it's starving, and it slows down your metabolism to conserve your energy. Your hormones go haywire, cortisol spikes, insulin becomes less effective, and you end up, storing more fat. I'd skip lunch because I was too busy. Then I find myself scouring the kitchen at 4 p.m. eating everything in sight. And I mean everything. I'd consume more calories in a 10-minute binge than I would if I had just eaten regular meals throughout the day. Can I get an amen for others who can relate? Or just a like, that's fine. Now I'm very intentional with intermittent fasting, y'all know that. Eating the balanced meals with protein and fiber, and that's all within my planned eating window. There's a huge difference between strategic meal timing and chaotic meal skipping. So I want you to try this instead. If you want to try intermittent fasting, pick a consistent eating window and stick to it, rather than just randomly skipping meals. Now, this problem is probably the most relatable one. I'd find myself stress eating without even realizing I was doing it. When you're stressed, you reach for quick comfort foods, and those are usually high in sugar and processed carbs. These spike your blood sugar, then crash it, making you crave even more. Let me get raw with y'all. I'd have a stressful day, then find myself in the kitchen at 10 p.m. and I was eating an entire sleeve of crackers while crying over emails. Not just a few crackers, the whole sleeve. Then I even ate cookies standing at the counter before. And I would feel completely out of control. Food became my drug, my escape from feeling overwhelmed. So when emotional eating gets extreme, you need extreme measures. I learned to physically remove myself from the kitchen when I felt triggered. I go sit in my car, take a shower, speak with a friend, sit with Sean, make sure that he diverted my attention too. Create what I call a code red plan. Leave the room immediately, drink water, and do something with your hands. Usually the urge would pass me in 10 to 15 minutes, especially if I didn't feed into it. But this next habit completely transformed my body composition. So especially after giving birth, and even in my first weight loss, which I should have remembered this from, I was doing tons of cardio and walking and not lifting weights. I knew better, but I didn't want to bulk up, and that's the biggest mistake ever. After the age of 30, you lose muscle mass every single year, and this in turn slows your metabolism. Cardio alone will not preserve your muscle. You need resistance training to maintain and build lean tissue. I was working out constantly, but getting softer instead of more toned. I looked skinny fat instead of strong and defined. Y'all know what that is. The transformation really happened when I started to lift weights at least 3 to 4 times a week. I started simple strength training, rotating the legs and the arms and hitting the core daily. The muscle definition came back within months from muscle memory, and I felt stronger than I had in years. So maybe try this. Start with some body weight exercises, squats, push-ups, planks, and if you can't do any, just work your way up or modify them. Just 15 minutes, 3 times a week. I'm not talking about all day long. I found that my body changed faster than with cardio alone. So even though I normally do not fall victim to this, when I was breastfeeding, I fell victim to this. I was drinking my calories without realizing it. Green juices, smoothies, fancy coffee drinks, just thinking I should treat myself. And sometimes you even might fool yourself into thinking they're healthy choices. Liquid calories don't trigger the same satiety signals as solid foods. You can drink 400 calories and still feel hungry an hour later. Ain't that something? Plus, healthy drinks are often loaded with natural sugars, and those still spike your blood sugar, natural or not. Look, at one point, sometimes my little coffee drink visits and coffee shop visits, they was adding on 300 to 400 calories a day. Plus all those little nice green juices I used to go and get, the blends with the bananas and the apples. I mean, they cute or whatever, but they add on and stack on the pounds. I was stacking on an extra meal's worth of calories without feeling satisfied. So I had to become more mindful of what was in my cup again. Sticking to the water, the herbal teas. And I get a little jazzy with my coffee too, but I watched what I did and I had it at home. So I allowed myself some things like half and half every now and again, a little bit of almond milk creamer, maybe even adding in a protein shake to my coffee as well, something that's going to benefit me. So try this. Swap 1 sugary drink per day with water, or try your limit with your herbal teas, and it's a win. And this next habit is going to surprise you because it directly affects your hormones. Ooh, buddy. I got into the habit of scrolling TikTok and Instagram and other things late night after we were up and down with the baby every now and again. And I would think this was actually relaxing while laying in the bed. I had no idea it was directly messing with my hormones. Blue light from screens actually suppresses melatonin production, and it keeps your cortisol levels elevated. This not only disrupts your sleep quality, it also affects your hunger hormones on the next day. Ain't that something? I scrolled for just a few minutes and end up on my phone for hours. Then I had the nerve to lie awake with racing thoughts, wake up groggy and craving sugary foods throughout the day. So what I do now is I allow myself some scrolling, but I try to put my phone on do not disturb after a certain amount of time. Even airplane mode works. And I also try to limit having my phone by my bed, and Sean holds me accountable on this. And if it's really hard for you, charge your phone in another room and read an actual book or do stretches before bed. Or both. Your sleep quality will improve immediately. As a new mama, I thought that surviving on 5 to 6 hours of broken sleep was absolutely normal. But what I found is even though sometimes it was necessary, sometimes I didn't need to be up. And that messed up sleep was sabotaging everything. Poor sleep disrupts leptin and ghrelin. These are your hunger hormones. You wake up hungrier, craving high-calorie foods, and your body stores more fat, especially you know where, around that midsection. I'd be exhausted all day, then find myself craving sugary snacks and carbs constantly. I thought it was the lack of willpower, but it was actually my sleep-deprived hormones driving those cravings. When I finally got that comprehensive blood work done that I told y'all about, my cortisol levels were elevated, and at one time my vitamin D was deficient. Both can affect your sleep quality. I started to prioritize as close as I could get to 7 to 8 hours of sleep and try to create a calming bedtime routine. Dimming the lights after 8 p.m., gentle stretches, and also another trick, keeping the room cool and dark. When I sleep and I am hot, oh my goodness, it messes with my sleep overall, especially now with these hormones acting crazy. I can't be hot. I also addressed the nutritional and hormonal imbalances, and especially the specific ones that were affecting my sleep. So I tell y'all all the time, but you may want to get some comprehensive testing done. Check your thyroid panels, TSH, free T3, free T4, cortisol level, insulin markers, vitamin D, B12, and iron. These all can impact your sleep quality and your weight. And we gotta pick a struggle, baby. We can't be affecting everything. And set yourself a bedtime alarm just like you do for when you need to wake up. But this last habit was the most damaging to my progress, surprisingly. I was constantly criticizing my own body and calling myself fat, focusing on everything I hated instead of appreciating everything that my body could do. Negative self-talk creates chronic stress. Did you know that? And this raises cortisol and promotes fat storage. Plus, when you hate your body, you're less likely to take care of it. So if you're talking crazy to yourself, if you're telling yourself you're ugly, you fat, you ain't looking good, looking in the mirror, making faces at yourself, do you really care for that? Do you really love it? You gotta show what you do. Now, I'd look in the mirror, especially after giving birth, and I would immediately focus in on my stomach. Y'all, at one point I had a 7-8 pack, okay? I was looking at my bellies, my thighs, and I said bellies. Yeah, I didn't say that by accident. And everything I thought that was wrong. This consistent criticism kept me in a state of shame, and it actually worked against my goals. I also became even more of a hermit. Baby, I already don't like going outside, but I really didn't then. I started practicing neutral self-talk. Instead of saying, I hate my stomach or stomachs, I say my body delivered and carried a healthy baby. I tried to focus on what my body could do, not just how it looked. I also had to set some serious boundaries with myself about negative thoughts and create some new goals around self-compassion. So when you catch yourself being critical, which I know we all are our worst critics, pause and say one thing you appreciate about your body. It could be as simple as my legs carried me through my workout today. And if you struggle with setting boundaries and creating goals, like I did at one point at that time, I got my goal setting worksheet and boundary setting checklist waiting just for you. It's my gift for you. It's on my brand new website. You can download it, get it, and there's no strings attached. It's gonna help you to build some healthier thought patterns. At least I'd like to believe it does. So let's recap, because the professor, you know, I like to make sure that we recap. So the 7 toxic habits are skipping meals, mindless stress eating, relying only on cardio, drinking sugary beverages, late night phone scrolling, or whatever you're doing on that phone, poor sleeping, and negative self-talk. And the truth is, I was doing 6 out of 7 of these things and wondering why nothing was working. You're not broken. You just need to recognize your patterns, and you gotta replace them with better ones. Accountability. Small changes in these areas created big shifts towards my goals. Which one of these habits resonated the most with you? Be honest with me in the comments. You ain't got a lot of kick it. I read every single one, and there is absolutely no judgment here, unless you say certain stuff. But really, we only dishing out support. If this opened your eyes to what might be sabotaging your result, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe and come back and join me every week for these types of discussions and things that are going to improve your life. Make sure that you share this with somebody who can use it as well. And if you want me to make a what I eat in a day video showing exactly how I'm maintaining my weight loss and still losing a little bit more, who she thinks she is? And while you're here, let me know you're here. Comment down below something that you're doing to work on yourself, your hormones, your body, your mind, all of those things. We want to make sure we're supporting each other in this community. All right, y'all. Beautiful brown baby doll, Dr. Nina signing out. Peace.